Hello, I'm Miss Susan, and today's book talk will feature books for grades 6 through 9 and then 9th through 12th grade. All of these books are Black Eyed Susan nominated books. The Black Eyed Susan Book Award is a student choice award for the state of Maryland that has been awarded each year since 1992. The award seeks to promote literacy and lifelong reading habits by encouraging students to read quality contemporary literature. Reading committees of school and public librarians and other interested members of the Maryland Association of School Librarians meet to determine which books will be nominated and placed on student reading lists. Our first book for grades 6 through 9 is a young adult nonfiction book entitled Chasing King's Killer, written by James L. Swanson, who was a New York Times best-selling author. This book tells about the hunt for Martin Luther King Jr.'s assassin. On the evening of April 4th, 1968, Martin Luther King Jr. stepped onto the balcony of the Lorraine Motel in Memphis, Tennessee. What happened next, a man in a window, a rifle, and a single shot, was one of the most horrific and tragic events of the 20th century. But this book is about more than a murder. It is a story of two men set against the backdrop of the turbulent 1960s, a decade of assassinations, the civil rights movement, the Vietnam War, the counterculture, and the race to the moon. It is the story of King's heroic life, his tumultuous last year, and his fateful trip to Memphis. But it is also the story of a mysterious, lifelong criminal, James Earl Ray, whose 1967 escape from prison sent him on a strange, year-long journey that unexpectedly climaxed with King's murder and one of the biggest manhunts in American history. In an action-packed minute-by-minute, ticking clock narrative, James L. Swanson, award-winning New York Times best-selling author of Manhunt, Chasing Lincoln's Killer, and The President Has Been Shot, the assassination of John F. Kennedy, weaves together the riveting stories of the assassin and the civil rights leader as he transports readers back to one of the most shocking, sad, and frightening days in American history. In addition to the book, we also have this particular book in a book on CD format. This book is called Ghost Boys by Jewel Parker Rhodes. Only the living can make the world better. Live and make it better. 12-year-old Jerome is shot by a police officer who mistakes his toy gun for a real threat. As a ghost, he observes the devastation that's been unleashed on his family, his friend Carlos, and his community in the wake of what they see as an unjust and brutal killing. Jerome meets another ghost, Emmett Till. Emmett helps Jerome process what has happened on a journey toward recognizing how historical racism may have led to the events that ended his life. Jerome also meets Sarah, the daughter of the police officer who grapples with her father's actions. Once again, Jewel Parker Rhodes deftly weaves historical, social, and political layers into a gripping and poignant story about how children and families face the complexities of today's world, and how one boy, in particular, who never had a chance to grow up, comes to understand American blackness in the aftermath of his own death. The Miscalculations of Lightning Girl by Stacey McAnulty. If you can survive a bolt of lightning, you can survive middle school, right? Lucy Callahan was struck by lightning 4 years ago. She doesn't remember it, but it changed her life forever. The zap gave her genius-level math skills, and ever since, Lucy has been homeschooled. Now, at 12 years old, she's technically ready for college. Lucy's grandma wants her to pass just one more test, middle school. Lucy must go to middle school for 1 year, make one friend, join one activity, and read one book that's not a math textbook. Lucy's not sure what someone who does calculus homework for fun can possibly learn in 7th grade. She has everything she needs at home, where nobody can make fun of her rigid routines or her superpowered brain. The equation of Lucy's life has already been solved, unless there's been a miscalculation. A celebration of friendship, Stacy McNulty's smart and thoughtful middle grade debut reminds us all to get out of our comfort zones and embrace what makes us different. This book is entitled Clicked by Tamara Ireland Stone. Allie Navarro can't wait to show her best friends the app she built at Code Girls Summer Camp. Clicked pairs users based on common interests and sends them on a fun and occasionally rule-breaking scavenger hunt to find each other. And it's a hit. By the second day of school, everyone is talking about Clicked. Watching her app go viral is amazing. Leaderboards are filling up. Everyone's making new friends. And with all the data Allie is collecting, she has an even better shot at bearing her archenemy, Nathan, at the upcoming youth coding competition. But when Allie discovers a glitch that threatens to expose everyone's secrets, she has to figure out how to make things right, even if that means sharing the computer lab with Nathan. Can Allie fix her app, stop it from doing any more damage, and win back the friends it hurt? All before she steps on stage to present Clicked to the judges. Mile Unbound by Asha Saeed. Amal has big dreams until a nightmarish encounter. 12-year-old Amal's dream of becoming a teacher one day is dashed in an instant when she accidentally insults a member of her Pakistani village's ruling family. As punishment for her behavior, she is forced to leave her heartbroken family behind and go to work at their estate. Amal is distraught, but has faced setbacks before. So she summons her courage and begins navigating the complex rules of life as a servant, with all its attendant jealousies and pecking order woes. Most troubling, though, is Amal's increasing awareness of the deadly measures the Khan family will go to in order to stay in control. It's clear that their hold over her village will never loosen as long as everyone is too afraid to challenge them. So if Amal is to have any chance of ensuring her loved one's safety and winning back her freedom, she must find a way to work with the other servants to make it happen. These books are for 9th through 12th grade. Our first book is entitled Eliza and Her Monsters by Francesca Zappia. Her story is a phenomenon and her life is a disaster. Eliza Mark is a shy, weird, and friendless online she's lady constellation, the anonymous creator of the wildly popular webcomic Monsters C. Eliza can't imagine enjoying the real world as much as she loves the online one, and she has no desire to try. Then Wallace Warlord, Monstrous C's biggest fan fiction writer, transfers to her school. Wallace thinks Eliza is just another fan, and as he draws her out of her shell, she begins to wonder if a life offline might be worthwhile. But when Eliza's secret is accidentally shared with the world, everything she's built, her story, her relationship with Wallace, and even her sanity begins to fall apart. This book is entitled Moxie by Jennifer Matthew. Vivian Carter is fed up with her small town Texas high school, where the football team can do no wrong, fed up with sexist dress codes and hallway harassment. But most of all, Viv Carter is fed up with always following the rules. Viv's mom was a punk rock riot girl in the 90s, so now Viv takes a page from her mother's past and creates a feminist zine that she distributes anonymously to her classmates. She's just blowing off steam, but other girls respond. Pretty soon, Viv is forging friendships with young women across the divides of cliques and popularity rankings, and she realizes that what she has started is nothing short of a girl revolution. Moxie is a book about high school life that will make you want to riot. Our last book is entitled After the Shot Drops by Randy Rebay. It's stupid we're still not talking because I want something more than what Whitman can offer out of everyone. I expected him to get that. Bunny's been feeling the pressure to make the most of his prodigious basketball skills. His mom works the graveyard shift, and his dad's bookstore isn't doing so hot. So when an exclusive prep school with a championship basketball team and a scholarship comes knocking, he answers. But this decision might have cost him his best friend. Everyone's so worried about helping Bunny. Why is nobody but me sweating Wallace's situation? Bunny's fine. Everyone's handing him the future on a silver platter. Nasser thought things were bad when Bunny ditched Whitman for St. Sebastian's without even asking his opinion, leaving him far behind. But when his cousin Wallace confides that he and his grandmother are being evicted, Nasser has bigger problems to deal with than Bunny's betrayal. When Wallace's situation becomes desperate, Bunny and Nasser will be forced to make choices with bigger consequences than a state title, and to decide just how much they're willing to risk for a friend.